Hello, everybody. Welcome to Building with Banter. Today, I'm going to take you through some instructions on how to download Unity and use it to create some amazing spaces inside of Banter. This tutorial is going to be for maybe people who have never even seen Unity before. I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible with instructions that you can follow easily, and will even take you through how to upload these spaces and how to share them with other people inside of Banter itself. All right, let's get started. So go ahead and go to the URL unity.com/download. Once you're here, click on Download for Windows up at the top, and this will allow you to install Unity Hub. Unity Hub is a really great tool so you can manage all of your Unity downloads and all of your Unity projects, which is going to be important once you start building and creating amazing spaces. So go ahead and select a location to download the hub and install it and run it. Okay, now that you have Unity Hub open, I'll have you click on Installs on the left-hand side. And this is where you can see all of the different previous versions of Unity you already have installed on your computer. But you'll also have access to our install editor. So go ahead and click on that, and then click on Archive, and click on Download Archive. Once this comes up, you'll want to click on Unity 2021.x and scroll down until you see Unity 2021 3.8. This is the exact version that we need in order to create projects that will be compatible with Banter. So go ahead and click on Unity Hub next to the version that we're downloading, and this will install this version into your computer, and you'll be able to access it using Unity Hub. This is going to take a little bit of time, so feel free to go get a snack or do something else while it's downloading. And eventually it'll ask you if you want to install some additional packages. And you do want to install the Android package and the Windows package. This way, your project will be able to be seen both on PC, PC VR, and Quest. Okay, now that you have your Unity version installed, you can go ahead and reopen Unity Hub and click on the Projects tab. This is where any projects that you create in Unity will be able to be found after you have been working on them. But for right now, let's go ahead and create kind of a template for you to be able to use in the future. So go ahead and click on New Project and select 3D Core. And then under project name, we can just type template and put it in a location where you will always be able to find it. Here's a tip. I would recommend creating a folder just for your Unity projects, and then one folder for each project. This way it's easily managed and you can always find what you're looking for. Once you've selected where to save it, click on Create Project. Creating this project is going to take a little bit of time. This first initial setup is going to go through a lot of different things that need to happen in order for Unity to work correctly. But once it is done, we're going to go through and add some additional packages that will enable the ability to use custom shaders and things like that and allow that to work inside of Banter. So just hang tight, wait for Unity to install everything that it needs for this project, and then we'll get on to the next step. Okay, cool. Our project has been created, and now we can go ahead and go to the package manager. So here inside of Unity, click on Window, and Package Manager. Here, we're just going to go ahead and click on where it says Packages in Project and click this little drop down box and choose Unity Registry. Here, we're going to go ahead and go up to this search bar here and type in X as in X-ray, R as in rabbit for XR, and choose the XR plugin management and click Install. Wait for this to install, and then we're going to do one more. Let's type in Oculus this time. And we're going to install the Oculus XR plugin and click Install. And the final package we want to install is Cinemachine. C-I-N-E Machine. This one right here. Okay, now that we have our packages installed, there's a setting change we need to do. So go ahead and click on Edit up at the top here and go to Project Settings. Scroll all the way up to the bottom down here on the left and find XR Plugin Management and click on the little arrow next to it. This way it'll expand that area and you'll get to see Oculus. Go ahead and click on Oculus for me. And in the Windows section for stereo rendering mode, choose Single Pass Instance, and then click on the little Android figure here, and make sure it says Multi-View here at the top. Okay, now that you have all of your packages installed, and you have all of the settings for your project ready to go, now all we need to do is download the SDK for Banter. You can find this at our website, bantervr.com, and just click on Docs up there at the top. Once you're here, click on Banter SDK.unity package and install this package, save it in the location where you were saving your projects for Unity. This way, once it's saved, you can double click on it and it'll automatically install that package into the project that you're working on currently. Installing the Banter SDK will give you access to a lot of scripts that we have created for you that you'll be able to install in your projects to enhance them. It'll also give you the ability to create asset bundles which are needed in order to display your projects in Banter. So just go ahead, leave everything checkmarked and click Import. It'll take a little bit of time, but once it's here, you'll see everything available on the left-hand side in Assets under the Banter SDK. You can click on this arrow to go to the Scripts section. And each one of these scripts can be dragged to different objects to make them do different things. At future Building Banter sessions and Space Maker sessions, we will discuss some information about how to use scripts and what the capabilities are here in Banter. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to keep things very simple just to make things easier for beginners. Now that we have the SDK installed, all of the packages, and we have all of the settings the way that we want, it is time to save this project. Something about Unity is that you do need to keep saving manually often, and I would also recommend backups. I'm going to teach you how to make a backup, and I would recommend doing this quite often because I do know people who have lost full projects, me included, unfortunately, just to random things breaking it. You could have downloaded a file that corrupted the whole project, or I don't know, any number of things can happen. And it's so unfortunate when you've been working for hours on a project to lose it. So please always remember to back up often. Okay, now that we have our project saved, safe and secure, now I want you to go ahead and close Unity down completely. Close Unity Hub. We just don't want any instances of that running currently. Then I want you to navigate to where you saved your template project. Right click on the template project and go to Send to Compressed Zipped Folder. Or if you already have 7-zip installed, feel free to do add to template.7z. It's completely up to you, whatever you prefer using. This will create a copy that you are ready to unzip and use at any time when you want to create a new project. It'll be fresh and brand new. And now that you have it saved, you can always reference it and reopen it as a fresh project anytime you need. The way you can do this is just navigate to where you've saved it, right-click on the zip file, or 7z, and extract all. Go ahead and give it a place to extract this to. Usually it would be just a nice new folder here in this directory. And then you will have a project ready to open again in Unity Hub. In much the same way that we backed up our template project, I would recommend backing up any and every project you ever work on once in a while. So always come back to this Unity projects folder, and after you're done for the day, right click on your project and send it to a zip file, and just for peace of mind, keep another copy. Now that we have Unity Hub and Unity all closed, we can go ahead and duplicate the template project by clicking on Copy and Paste in this same directory. It'll create a perfect copy of it, and then we can go ahead and rename that project to the name of the project we're going to be working on. So if I was going to work on a Halloween space, I might rename it Halloween. To rename the duplicated project, just right-click on the folder and go to Rename. And we can just type in Halloween. Now, open up Unity Hub and click on Open, and you will be able to select this folder from the list of projects you have in your Unity Projects folder. From here on out, when it comes to Unity, I'm going to leave everything else up to you. This is where you can look up tutorials on how to bring things in from other sites, such as Sketchfab or any other models that you have access to. And this is where you'll be able to access the different scenes that you have available as well. I'll show you a couple of tips here, though. If you click on this button here that says Search by Type, you can click either on Scene or on Script, and it will search for you in the project every single script that's available. Just make sure that each script in here is only ones that are physically located in your Banter SDK folder here under the script section. If you have any other scripts, they are not going to actually work in your project because we do not support external scripts. So just please be aware of that. And another thing to keep in mind is our rendering pipeline is the built-in rendering pipeline. In alt space, most frequently you would see projects being used in the universal render pipeline. If that's the case, we do actually have something built in to convert your projects. So if you are opening a previous project, you can click on the Banter window up at the top and see where it says URP to built in. If you click on that, you'll be able to click on these buttons and they will convert the file so that it will run in Banter and use our standard render pipeline. In the interest of this demo here, I am going to go ahead and add a couple of things to this scene so that when we do pop it into Banter, you'll be able to see what we've been working on. So I'm going to go ahead and right click in this hierarchy section here, and I'm going to click 3D object, and I'm going to create a plane. This plane will provide a place for us to be able to walk on when we enter the space. And I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. So when I click on it, I'm going to click on these tools over here, and I'm going to choose the scale tool. Then I can click on this little box and we can make it much bigger. This is just in the interest of like the tutorial like I showed you, but this way we'll be able to walk on it. I'm also going to go ahead and move this plane over to 0, 0, 0 under position, just so that I know it's right where I'm going to spawn. I'm also going to remove the camera that you can see here in the hierarchy. This is something that is not compatible with Banter, and it, even though it will work, it can mess some things up in the future, so we definitely want to delete that. Now, so that we can see this plane, let's go ahead and click on it and give it a little color. The way we do that is click on right here, the little triangle underneath this ball here, and we're going to choose the color of white and choose something different. Now that we're ready to test, go ahead up here and go to File and Save, and you want to File and Save Project as well. This way, when you go to Banter and Banter Builder, you'll be able to drag this scene that you've created into the banner right here. And it will put the scene right there so you can see what is going to be built for you for this asset bundle. I would say just work with Windows for the beginning of this. While you're just testing, you might want to go ahead and upload an Android and a Windows maybe the first time, but it does take a while for each one to build each time, so I tend to just stick with Windows. And then I will click on Build and say yes, I don't mind it clearing the files in the output folder, and it'll go ahead and create a file for me right here that I will be able to upload to a glitch project, which I'm going to show you how to do next. In order to display your projects in Banter, you will need to upload it to a server host. You are welcome to have your own server host that you prefer. You can find information about that in our Discord if you would like, but many people like to use glitch.com. This is a place that will host the A-frame for you and your asset bundles and everything so that you'll be able to bring your projects into Banter. So to get started with this, just go to glitch.com and sign up for an account. To get a glitch project, I'd like you to go ahead and go to this URL that you have right here, https://glitch.com/edit/hash exclamation point / blank template for remixing. Go to that URL for me. Now, this is your personal copy of that project. So all you have to do is click on Settings over here and click on Edit Project Details. Go ahead and give it a project name. So let's call this Test Uploading 2 or anything that you would like. And just put testing in there and click Save. This way, you'll be able to access this project that we have saved in your own glitch directory now that you've created your account. And now it's time to upload the asset bundle you just created in Unity in your project. Click on Files up here at the top, and you will be brought to a place where you can navigate to where you just saved that asset bundle. Click on it and allow it to upload. Now that it's uploaded, You can click on the file and click on Copy URL. Click on your index.html and insert it into where it's asking for the Windows package URL here. Make sure not to accidentally highlight a space or anything because you want it to be exactly the right size. Now that we've inserted the URL for the asset bundle, all you have to do is give this space a title. So insert something here in where it says this is a blank space, and then a little bit more of a description in the content section. Also, feel free to upload an image that you want to represent this space. You can do this in the files section here, and then reference that file where it's asking for the image section. Banner image URL. I've also given you a spawn point section here. You can go ahead and change the spawn point or just remove it completely if you do not want to specify where you spawn. In the case of this project, I'm just going to remove it because remember, we did set that plane to be at 0, 0, 0. So we should spawn right in on that. Well, now this space is pretty much ready to be visited in Banter. You've done everything that you need in order to make this work. There's other things you can definitely do with A-frame, many more advanced things, but that's something we can get into in a future episode of Building with Banter. But for right now, you should be able to go to the share button up at the top and check out this live site URL. This is the actual address you're going to type in Banter to get to the space. For me, it's testuploading2.glitch.me. All right, so now we're back in Banter. Go ahead and open up your Banter menu and go to the Go to URL section here and type in test uploading 2. And then we have a handy dandy button right here that's .glitch.me. And this is all we need to type in order to go to our space. Your space URL is going to be different, of course, depending on what you named your project. But now that I have this, I can click Join Room. And here we are. We're in the space I just created. And now everybody can visit this space. Congratulations! If you followed along, you have just created your very first space in Banter. Woohoo! I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that I've made things understandable and easy to follow. If you do have any questions, feel free to visit our Discord. We definitely have some space making threads available for you to ask your questions in and get some help and guidance from other seasoned Unity creators in the platform. But until the next time, I hope you enjoy playing with Unity, bringing your own models in, maybe your own spaces that you've had in other social platforms, and just digging into what we have to offer. We'll see you again next time.